Ahoy Ragamuffins, Jamie here, and thank you so much for joining me for back recovery core strength day 3 of a 4-day program or routine. You can always do these as a standalone routine, so if you haven't done day 2 or 1, don't worry about it, this is fine. We're going to do 5 or 6 exercises, some stretching, some core strength, glute activation, and kind of some mobility warm-up work. So what you're going to need: bands, but you don't need bands. We're going to do clamshells today, but if you don't have a band, don't worry about it. We are going to start in a hip flexor flow, but I will show the option for the clamshells if you don't have bands. Timer and I are just guides. We're going to do reps today, so we're going to get started in about 8 seconds with a hip flexor flow. So always use something for balance. We're going to step back, tuck hip. This is going to be for about a minute. We're going to tuck hip and open up our hands into the opposite side. So if I have my right leg back, I'm opening up to the left side. Then I'm going to switch. Left leg comes back, tuck hip. I turned around just so you can kind of see, but where we're kind of flowing here, allow it to be like a balance flow, reaching hands back, tucking hip, reaching up and over, always holding on to something for balance if needed. Tucking hip here, bottom comes under, reach up and over if that feels good. We're flowing for about a minute. Sounds like we're in a, I don't know, rap battle. We're in flow for a minute. I don't know. Okay. Tuck hip, squeeze, up and over. Breathing, breathing, breathing. We got 3 rounds of each of these. This exercise, this workout should take about 25 minutes, but it should leave your back feeling good. All right, clamshells or leg lifts. So first I'm going to show without the band, and then I'm going to show with the band. So I'm on my right side. I kick my right leg back for a little bit more support. I'm going to come to the side, leg lifts without the band. If you don't have a band, heel leads, ankle, hip, and shoulder align. We're going to come up and down. You can even get comfortable on the ground here, up and down. Take your time. We're doing one leg only. I think I said right, but I am on my left, but that's okay. If you have a band accessible, what I do is I put it around right above my knees. The setup is almost the same, but both my knees are bent. My ankles, my hips, my shoulders are still aligned. My heels kiss, my heels touch, and I'm opening up my knee, slowly lowering it back down. I want a banded resistance. I knew this was a good band for me for hip clamshells, so I already knew that. I'm bringing it up, feeling that contraction in the side, in the glute med, and bringing it back down. So I will show those options on the other side. So now we're going to switch it to the other side, getting some hip strength, which really supports the back. I'll make sure I'm not on my mic. Clamshells, hips, ankles, shoulders align, heels touching, kissing. I don't know, it's kind of fun to say heels kissing. Lifting up that leg. Now let's say I don't have a band. I have that lower leg for support. I can lift my top leg up. I'm kind of kicking my leg back, engaging the glutes just a little bit. So I first initiate heel back and then lift, slowly lower down. So clamshells with a band. Actually, you can do clamshells without a band. And leg lifts are your options if you don't have that band. You should start feeling a nice warmth burn in that side hip. Exhale. Lifting, lifting, lifting. And lowering. Good. And lift. Hip thrusts. All right. Just because I don't want to take this band off, I'm going to leave it here. Feet are placed on the ground, hands alongside bottom. I am going to lift up my bottom by first engaging my core. I'm going to bring my hip here, engage core, and thrust my hip up and come back down. So I'm pushing through, driving through my heels, like I'm pulling up a carpet to bring those hips up. You should feel this in your hamstrings, the back of your upper leg, glutes, or engage and lift up. We're doing this for about a minute, slow and controlled on the way up, slow and controlled on the way down. Lifting up, breathing, breathing, breathing. Feeling the pressure on the right, feeling the pressure on the left. Nice and slow and controlled. Try not to let your bottom kind of just come down. Slowly bring it back down. Exhale. Good. All right, supine hamstring. So with the supine hamstring, you can do a lot of different options when stretching your hamstring. Oh, where did my belt go? Right there. So option one is I create, a loop in a belt. And I can, this knee can be flexed, and I can pull that leg up. This is gonna get a really nice hamstring stretch. I have this around my kind of arch of my foot, and I'm able to squeeze this quad, straight that leg, and pull. Another option for a hamstring stretch single is hinging. You don't need a belt. Hinging here. Exhale. You can also do this seated. I can be seated here, hinging. So with this, I want to make sure that I'm up nice and high with my upper body, and I'm pulling forward and breathing. So a couple options for that hamstring stretch. Hopefully I gave one that feels comfortable for you, that you can do in the next 25 minutes. We're not going to hold this for 25 minutes, but all right, shake it out. And now we're going to switch. I'll go through the couple options. If you don't have a belt, no worries. I'll show them without the belt. So seated stretch, foot is flexed, upright, upper body, hinge forward from the hip to crown. You should feel a stretch in the back of the leg. You're going to get a nice, a little bit more intense stretch if you squeeze that quad. Squeeze like you're bringing the kneecap down. Other option for standing, if you prefer standing, is you have something for balance if needed. Hinge at the hip, come down. Maybe you want to block for this, something to hold on to so you can go a little bit lower. We're doing the single hamstring stretch. If you don't have a belt and you have flexible pants, such as I, knees flexed, you can even use your pants if you have that flexibility option for you today to pull. So these are sweatpants. I'm not really worried about stretching them out. I can maybe pull them a little bit more if I don't have a belt. Flexed foot is gonna encourage the calf to get involved as well. And breathing. Round two, hip flexor flow. Small drink. We're going to do that thing where we kind of flow into it, right and left. So I'm going to step back, tucking the hip, and maybe you want to come into a circle and open. Maybe you want to come to the side. Whoa, balance, yeah. Maybe you want to come to the side and lift up and over. Maybe you want to join forces, hands together and open. Ooh, a little bit of a balance challenge. And switch, tuck hip, open. That's kind of fun. See, so I just kind of play with what my upper body does. Squeeze glute. There. Did that look natural? It wasn't. I went with the balance flow. Obviously, I'm a little bit more unbalanced on this side. Over. Feels good opening up the side, getting that hamstring stretched out. Excuse me, hip flexor. If I said hamstring before, this is hip flexor flow. And 1. All right, now we're gonna come down for our clamshells or leg lifts. I'll show clamshells first and then leg lifts. Clamshells, I have band right above the knees, feet kissing, hips, shoulders, ankles pretty much align, and I open up. If you want to add an extra challenge here, you can lift up your lower legs and then open up. There. Leg lift. So these are clamshells, and this is an option 2 with clamshells. Leg lift. Ooh, maybe I want to add the band. You do not have to have the band for this. I just don't want to take it down right now. So I'm going to show you on the other side. So you do not have to have the band for this. I engage the glute, lift up, slowly lower down. Try for 10 reps. Take a little extra break if needed, maybe add some more if needed. Supporting that back with those hips. Exhale, slowly lower down. Breathing, breathing, breathing. And 1. All right, we're gonna come onto that other side, come into those clamshells. Pop, pop, pop. Here, can be here. You can open up knees while keeping the heels in contact. A second option can be lifting, so like my upper leg is staying glued to the ground, I'm lifting my knee to my ankles, and then I'm opening up there. It's kind of a little bit more balance, because I gotta have my side balance. Leg lifts without the band, so pretend like I don't have, you can absolutely do this with a band, but if you don't have a band, my heel is flexed. I engage my glute just a little bit, just to bring that lower leg back, or that leg back a little bit. I'm pushing through my bottom leg too, towards the ground, to create a little bit more resistance. Exhale, lift, and slowly lower down. Good. Lifting up. Maybe you pulse at the top or hold at the top. Take these nice and slow. And if you are using the band, try not to slingshot down. All right, now we're going to come into hip thrust here. So my feet are flat on the ground. I have my knees bent or engaged. Hands are alongside body. I'm going to bring up my glutes and come down. So I'm bringing up those hips. I'm engaging the core as I come down. Feet are about shoulder width apart. Pretend like you're pressing down and lift the bottom up towards the ceiling. You can have a slight pressure on your hands, fingertips. Bring it back down nice and slow. Tuck and lift. And slowly bring it back down. And exhale, taking your time. It's one thing, we could all work on, right? Or maybe it's just me. Take it down, slow it down, Jimmy. I did have someone tell me the other day that they took a walk that they usually do really fast. They took it slower, and it reminded them of me. And I was like, oh, that's such a great thing. So cool. Thanks for telling me that. All right. So, supine hamstring if you have a belt on your side. Feet's flat, knees flexed for comfort, for that back comfort. So I have it around my arch. I have the belt around my arch, but let's say I were to put it around my foot. That would increase some of the calf stretch in the back. Like if I put the belt around my pad, like the pad of my foot, that's gonna bring along the calf in that stretch. Slowly exhale. Standing, actually seated option. I didn't show a long seated option. Here's a long seated option. I can have the belt and pull here, or in my arch here. I didn't show long seated. I showed seated in a chair. Seated in a chair would be here, pulling forward, breathing, and 1. All right, second time hamstring, seated in a chair. Make sure the belt, like the center of the belt, is in the center of your foot, because it's going to turn your foot either way if you are using a belt. So seated, supine, standing hamstring, hinging forward, pulling that foot, squeeze. Whoo! That was a stretch if you didn't catch it. Supine, I have my knee flexed, pulling here, breathing, breathing, breathing in that motion there. If you ever feel like you want to, you can, if you're using the belt, you can do this option here. You kind of bring your hip out wide. That's kind of fun. Another day, Jamie. Pulling that foot. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Up. And lower. All right, what do we got here? Last round of all of these. My back's feeling good. Hopefully yours is feeling good as well. Hip flexor flow for a minute. We're stepping back. I'll use a little bit of a balance one this time. I'll step back. Maybe I come up and over on this side. Maybe I use it a little bit here for a row. Exhale. You can always use something for balance if needed. Opening up the hips, squeezing the glute. And lifting up. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Up. Exhale. Woo. Feeling good. All right, clamshells, leg lift, right side, left side. If you have a band and you'd like to use a band, go ahead. If not, leg lifted in intervals. If you're using a band, it goes right above the knees. Feet, knees bent. Clamshells, option 1. Option 1 is without the band. Option 2 with band. Option 3, lower leg lifts. Try to keep that same angle. Leg lifts without the band. Engage the glute. And come back, squeeze, lifting up. And bringing it back down. Slowly lower. That's the part you want to focus on. That slowly lower down to the ground. Because what the band wants to do is the band wants to bring that leg back down. And that's what we're trying to resist with our muscles. Slowly bringing that weight back down. Lift and lower. Good. And all the way over the other side. Last time we're doing clamshells here. Leg lifts you choose. Band, no band with each. Shoulders, hips, ankles. Bringing it up and down. Up and down. Exhale. With the clamshells, maybe you're lifting the lower legs. Knees glued to the ground, upper leg is glued, heels still touching. You don't want to open up your body like so. It's an opening up of the hip, but make sure the hip stays stable. Keep that lower leg bent. Squeeze the glute if you're doing leg lifts. And slowly bring it back down. Exhale. Lower down with control. Remember, do as many as you would like, maybe 8, maybe 10, maybe 12. I have not really been counting. I've just been kind of going along with the timer. Here, 3 and 1. Hip thrust. All right, coming on the ground here. No more need for that band. Feet are in line with legs. I have my fingertips out wide. Engage the glutes, push down through. Hips there, excuse me, feet. Core engage. And then I'm thrusting those hips up, engaging the glutes and hamstring, and slowly bringing them back down with control. Thrusting hips up. Sometimes I can get a little shaky. I'm really trying to concentrate. That happens. Exhale, pushing the hips up. Slowly lower down. Ooh, see, sometimes I just want to like come down, like real quick, let gravity take me down. And that's what I'm trying to control on the way back. Up and back down. Right supine hamstring. All right, supine, standing, seated. I really like the belt with this one. And you can do this with any belt. You don't have to have a gait belt. You can do this with a belt that you have from home. My, excuse me, opposite leg is flexed for comfort. Pulling back on that foot. Stretching that hamstring, squeezing that quad. If you'd like to add some spice, you can bring it out to the side and get a little groin stretch in there as well. It's a great one. Seated, long seated would be here. Elongate here and pull. Should feel that pull in the back of the leg. Shoopy doopy doo wop. Just a little ditty. A little ditty. Oh, it's always in my head. Ditties. All right. Other leg can be supine. That other foot is flexed. I'm bringing it up. This is our last one here. It can be long seated, foot flexed here. It can be standing where I have my heel dug into the ground. I use all these with a belt, but you do not need a belt for these. Hinging at the hip. And in a seated position, I'm like limping with the belt, I would be here, pull forward, and breathe. Exhale. Ooh-wee. Slowly, slowly back up. 10 seconds. I lied. Hold it for 10 more seconds. Jim is always lying. Right, Ragamuffins. That was our last round. I have a 20-second rest at the end to remind you that check in with your body. Hopefully if you've done all 3 of these, maybe in a row, maybe on day, 1, 2, 3, hopefully your back is feeling good, warm, energized. And yeah, hopefully this is helping, because it really helped my back. That's why I developed this program. Or wanted to put on the subscription, developed it. Awesome job. Movement for more, because you were made for more. Hope you're enjoying the program. I'll see you all on day 4.